I learned many lessons during my 10 years in Zimbabwe's prisons. The power of forgiveness as an innocent man, the value and importance of gratitude. I'm grateful for who I am, what I've achieved, and what I've done in my life. What true freedom really means. People don't appreciate freedom until you have it all taken away. And the ability to overcome insurmountable hardships under horrendous conditions. I want to share an incident that was a turning point in my life as far as my faith was concerned, and also shows the importance of a positive mental attitude, even lying on a concrete floor in solitary confinement. After being moved to a medium security prison, during one of her daily visits in 2009 delivering food, my sister asked me if I would like an iPod. I said to her, "What's an iPod?" She said, "It's a thing that plays music." Being a contraband, I said, "Well, how big is it?" She indicated this tiny thing. So I said, "Well, how many songs does it play?" She said, "About 1,000. I said, "No way. So where do you put all the discs?" That's how much technology advanced in the first 6 years I'd been away. The following day, the iPod arrived under the salad. And a week later, a phone was sent in too. It was exciting, risky business. You couldn't think about it in maximum security. And everything was going smoothly until an envious prisoner reported me. After an unexpected search, unbelievably through some quick maneuvering with on-site guards, nothing was discovered. But I was sent to solitary confinement anyway for 2 years. That was extremely lonely. But after having experienced that precious little link to the outside world, I had to get my phone back. And I did, which made a huge difference. 18 months later, everything was going smoothly, and a guard came to my spiral at 5 in the morning and said, "Russ, they're coming for your phone, and there's no way of getting a phone out of there." But someone had brought me a new container of protein powder. So I opened it, broke the silver seal, emptied half the powder, wrapped the phone in plastic, chucked it in, put the powder, the seal, closed it. 6 o'clock, the guards arrived in force. And what they do is they make you strip naked, then you jump with your legs open like you're hiding something. Then you all got to walk out stark naked into the courtyard, and they do the search. I went back into my cell, and everything was upside down, everywhere. But my protein powder still in good shape. Huge relief. 5 minutes later, I was summoned to the security office. So I walk in there, and there's 4 guards standing, one guy seated behind a desk and an empty chair. And I hadn't sat in a chair for 7.5 years, and the guy says, "Take a seat." So I took a seat. He said, "Have you got a girlfriend called Karen?" I said, "Nah. I'd had one before prison called Karen." He said, "Okay. When did you last talk to her?" I said, "Long ago, before prison." He said, "Are you sure?" I said, "Yeah." So he hands me a letter addressed to me from Karen. He says, "So nice talking to you on the phone the other night. You sound so positive." So after some intense questioning, I came up with a story to talk about divine intervention. That Karen was having lunch in Bulawayo one day, and she met this black lady, and they started chatting and realized that they both had boyfriends in the same prison. So the lady said, "Well, let me call my boyfriend, who's a guard in there, and he can call Russell, and then you guys can have a chat." Fantastic. But I couldn't tell them who the name was, so they didn't buy my story. An hour later, I was escorted up to the officer in charge. And when you go up there, it's big trouble. So I go in there, and they were ready for me. There's like 15 big brass officers all standing. Officer in charge behind his huge desk, sitting down in my empty chair in the middle. He says, "Take a seat." So I took a seat. He said, "If you don't tell me what the guard's name is, your life in this prison is going to change." I said, "Well, officer, I don't know his name." They said, "Well, what does he look like? How old is he? How tall? What rank? Where did you make the call? How long ago?" And I answered as best I could. And then one guard said, "You want to talk to the officer in charge on his own?" So I said, "Yes, please." So they all go out. And I said, and we were good mates, we'd got on well. And I said, "Officer, we've both been through hell. We've watched hundreds of guys die. I've donated endless stuff to the prison service. Soccer balls, volleyballs, volleyball nets, soccer uniforms, soccer boots to the squad." I said, "Can't you just let this one go?" He said, "Russell, I don't care about you, but I want the officer's name now." And he was angry. So I said, "Well, I don't know his name." I said, "Okay." He calls the guard, put him on death row in the dark cell. So I go there. The cells are 3 meters by 1 meter, same as my solitary cell. But it was dark because the only vent was covered by a staircase, and the electric light didn't work. They made me strip naked, gave me 3 worn-out, lice-ridden blankets, a 5-liter container cut off at the top as a toilet, same as my solitary. and 1 liter of water. They locked me in there for 23 hours and 45 minutes a day. So I was allowed out 5 minutes in the morning to clean my teeth, 5 minutes at 10 o'clock to have a shower, 5 minutes at 3 o'clock to prepare for lockup. It was cold, lonely, and dark, like being buried alive. Desperate, on day 6, I got on my knees and I prayed. And I'll never forget the unbelievable feeling of like warm water being poured over me and a total sense of calmness. So I sat on the floor, leaning against the wall. I thought, okay. Within 30 minutes, my Afrikaans mate in there was shouting from the soccer ground next to the condemned section, "Hey, Russ, everything's okay, my mate, don't worry." So I jumped up. Said, "Hey, fool, don't worry, Russ, everything's okay." I thought, okay. I lay down on the concrete, looking up at the darkness. Within 10 minutes, they unlocked my door. And that noise goes right through you. Chucked me in my clothes, said, "The officer in charge wants to see you." I go out through the blinding sun, across the courtyard, up to his office. And his exact words were, he said, "Hello, Russell." I said, "Hello, officer." He said, "Have you remembered the God's name yet?" I said, "No, officer." He said, "I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to leave it in God's hands." And at the exact time that I was praying, my sister was paying him $200 to get me out of there. So there is a God, and he looked after me. There were many other life lessons I learned in prison. I do interventions on freedom, gratitude, and finding true freedom. So if you want to hear about how to overcome real adversity, I'm the one. Thank you very much.